Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to a very simple but challenging practice. This is a good practice if you want to build your strength, and it has opportunities for advanced poses, but you can do this practice as a beginner. If you are still working on your strength, really respect your body. When your body, before it collapses, come out of the pose, take a break whenever that happens. And then as you do this video, progressively you'll be able to feel yourself getting stronger. And if you already have a lot of strength, then hopefully this gives you a space where you can start to burn off maybe some excess energy that happens when you're stuck inside and you can't do the things that you normally do. If you are interested in building strength, if you're interested in coming up to your edge, then I invite you to, in this practice, just notice that first feeling of wanting to give up or come out of a pose. And then if it's safe, just move past that initial feeling. And even if it's just one moment past wanting to give up, that's something, right? Because usually we want to give up and then we just give up. So this is one of the ways to just sort of expand your mind and your capabilities is just feeling that moment when you want to give up and just go like a little bit past it. You don't have to go too far past it unless you're curious about that. But like always, just try to have a sensitivity towards yourself at the same time, because sometimes we human beings are actually very mentally strong, very mentally capable, and sometimes we push ourselves past our limit and then we hurt ourselves. So kind of knowing that fine line between expanding the mind but also keeping the physical body safe. All right, let's get started. Find a comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged seat, or it could be sitting back at your heels. And this is a moment to check in, to ground. Feel both of your legs. Notice where you might be getting a stretch. Lift your spine as tall as it'll go. Have your hands resting wherever you'd like on the legs where it feels comfortable. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes for now. If you don't want to close your eyes, just look towards your nose or the floor. Feel for the flow of your breath. So as you inhale, you can feel your ribcage expand. And as you exhale, you can feel the ribcage soften back down. And notice, does it feel easier to inhale? Or does it feel easier for you to exhale right now? Or does it feel about the same? Either it's the same and it feels kind of hard, or it's the same and they both feel easy. On your next inhale, invite a little bit more air into the lungs so you feel a gentle stretch around the rib cage. And when you exhale, you'll feel the lungs empty, and usually when you think you're empty of air, there's actually a little stale air left that you can gently guide out. So inhale into your capacity and allowing a gentle stretch. And then exhaling, getting all of the carbon dioxide that's in the lungs out the nose. Breathe as long and as slow as you can. Paying attention to your breath will invite a sense of courage into your mind and into your body. paying attention to your breath will help calm your nervous system so you feel more relaxed within the intensity of what you experience. Make your inhale now the same length as your exhale. So if you inhale for a count of 3, exhale for a count of 3. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. So this is an even inhale, even exhale. Breathing even inhale and even exhale will help create a meditative state in the mind, and this will help open up your mind and expand your capacity for cultivating strength. I'll encourage this style of breathing throughout the practice. All right, so keep your breath close to your mind, to your heart, and let's get started. Come to all fours position, tabletop. So the wrist, elbow, shoulder stack, knees under the hips. Inhale, chest up, tailbone up. Exhale, curl the tailbone under. Press the back of the heart up. Inhale, back bend cow. Exhale, forward round cat. Inhale, cow. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, cat. 1, 2, 3. So continue, follow the rhythm of the breath and create an equanimity in the movement. Cat-cow cycles on the fingertops. Tent your fingertips up like you had an orange underneath each hand. This is going to start building your finger strength. Press into each finger as evenly as you can. This will also help straighten out the wrists. So sometimes this is more comfortable giving the wrist a break. And now turn your fingers back towards your knees. If this is too intense on your body, you can turn your fingers out to the sides. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Warming up the wrist. Spin the hands back around. Curl your toes under and come into downward facing dog pose. Bend your right knee. Bend the left knee. You can continue like this, stretching out the backs of your legs. If this is a little too intense on your body, on your wrist, lower the forearms down to the floor and take a dolphin pose. We're going to hold this downward dog for quite a bit of time. So right away, fire up the breath. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. And continue with your own rhythm. So maybe you want to count to 5, right? And have a longer breath. Either way, you're creating a rhythm or a song with the breath. And the alignment will help to engage more of your body. So bring your attention into your hands and press all 5 fingers firmly into your mat. And feel the palms and distribute the weight as equally as you can in your palms. Wrap your outer upper arms back like you want your armpits to look at each other from across the chest, and feel your upper back broadening. As you wrap your outer upper arms back, press into your pointer finger knuckle, thumb knuckle so that the inner forearms are wrapping down. Outer upper arms back, inner upper forearms down, and it's almost like an oppositional spiral. Bring your mind into your spine, and a lot of times we let the front ribs sag and we're coming into a back bend. For more strength, draw the front ribs in, pull the belly in. If you feel like you're more in a plank, bend your knees so that you can really lift the hips up, and then soften the heels down to the floor. So the arms are starting to burn maybe, or they've been burning, and so this is the feeling of getting stronger. How can you relax within that intensity? Relax your face, relax your forehead, relax the sides of the neck, the shoulders a little bit relaxed. We're going to hold this pose for even longer. Lift your right leg up in the air. Look up at your pelvis and make your right hip in line with your left hip. Sometimes if the hamstring is tight, you might have to take a deep bend through the left knee so that it's not too much on your hamstring. If this feels okay on the body, lift the leg a little higher, bend your knee, and start to roll open your hip. Then you might feel a stretch through your left inner groin. Keep pressing the palms flat, keep pushing the floor away, and draw the front ribs in. On your next inhale, reach your toes straight back, and as you exhale, set the foot down. Press firmly into the hands and reach your left leg back. Left heel in line with the left hip, hips level to the floor. Draw the front ribs in again so that you have all that strength in your stomach, and then lift the leg a little higher, bend the knee, and start to roll open your hip. You might feel a stretch through the inside of the right leg. Keep the strength in the arms. Push the floor away. Wrap the outer upper arms back. Draw the front ribs in. On your next inhale, reach the toes back. And as you exhale, set the foot down. Give yourself a deep inhale and a long exhale. Walk up to the top of the mat, and in your forward fold, put the backs of the hands onto the floor, or if it's hard to touch the floor, you can put the backs of the hands onto the shin bones. Relax your head and your neck. You can have your feet either together or hips width distance apart. Sit the hips down and reach your arms up and come into a chair pose. Right away, feel for your breath. Make your inhale the same length as your exhale. Set the body weight into your heels. If your feet are apart, keep the knees and the feet pointing straight forward in the same direction. Sometimes the shoulders get tense here. Let the shoulders soften down the back. Maybe the arms are in a wide V. If this is very easy for you, touch your palms together. Sit a little lower. Pull your belly in. 5 more breaths. Look at one spot with your eyes or close the eyes. Sit a little lower. Let the legs burn. Find the comfort within that intensity. One more breath. Fold over the legs. Have a bend in the knees. Let the spine hang. Halfway lift, inhale, come up for air. Exhale, fold. Upward push-up plank pose. Now we're going to hold this plank pose for a short while. So if this is hard on your wrist, the more intense variation is to take this on your fingertips. And then one that's more mild is to lower the forearms to the floor. And sometimes as the body's building strength, you might bring your knees down to the mat, but then you lift them up when you're ready. Look at one spot between your hands, between your thumbs, or between the forearms. 10 breaths. Push the floor away. 9 more breaths. 8, press your navel to your spine. 7, contract the thighs. Relaxed face. 6. come onto the tops of the feet. 5, 4, 3, maybe finding the edge. 2, shaking's okay. One more breath. Downward facing dog pose. Take a deep breath. Bend your knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, stand up. Interlace your hands and push your palms up to the ceiling. Bend your body over to your right. Look at one spot straight ahead. Make your inhale the same length as your exhale. Tighten the belly, draw the front ribs in. Nudge the hips a little farther if it's okay with the body. 5 more breaths. Even inhale, even exhale. 4, 3, eyes steady. 2, one more breath. Back into center. Switch the interlace of the hands. Opposite index is on top. Push the palms up, stretch up, lean over. Now to your left. Right away, fire up the breath. Breathe as well as you can. I had a teacher once say, when it gets tough, you can just breathe normally, but make sure you're always paying attention to your breath. Your breath is always in your mind. Does it give you more strength to have your eyes open, looking at one spot? Or do you want to close your eyes? 5 more breaths. You can squeeze your butt in this pose for 4. Belly in, front ribs in. 3. For 2. One more breath. Come up into the center. Bring your hands to your lower back. Pinkies touch, elbows squeeze in. Lengthen your tailbone towards your knees. Lift the chest up. You could keep looking forward, or you can lift your nose up, and you can also bend the knees and lean back. Slowly roll up, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, half chair. Inhale, half chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Upward push-up plank pose. Remember, you can do this on the forearms. Look at one spot with the eyes. Keep breathing and lift your right leg up. Make your inhale the same length as your exhale. Hop up onto the spider fingers of your left hand. So your right leg is up and you're on the spider fingers of the left hand. Move your right knee into your chest. Turn onto the big toe side of the left foot and lift the left arm up. Side plank variation. If it gets too intense, the knee can come down. Otherwise, keep it hovering, maybe squeeze the leg straight. 5, 4, right in the chest. 3, 2, flat palm. 1, come back into upward push-up plank. Catch your breath. Lift the left leg up. Squeeze the left leg straight. Spider fingers on the right hand. Hug the left knee into the chest. Pivot onto the big toe side of the right foot. Lift the right arm up. 5. Slow down the breath. 4. Push into your left pointer finger. Knuckle. 3. Shaking is the body getting stronger. 2. One more breath. Slow motion. Hand comes down. Regular plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Walk your hands back to your feet so you're in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Slide your hands under your feet with your toes tickling your wrist. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, fold down. Relax the back of the neck. Lift your shoulder heads away from the ears. Find the breath again. Walk your hands back out. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot through. Crescent pose, high lunge. Press into the ball mounds of the feet. And reach your arms up over your head. Look at one spot straight ahead with your eyes. Hands can be together or shoulders width apart. Scissor the inner groins, pull the abdominal muscles in. Take a bend in the back knee if your low back feels sensitive. If you love back bends, give yourself a back bend here. Arch the upper spine. Make your spine vertical again and twist to the right. Twist towards your front leg. So you've got your left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, twist. Sit a little lower in the lunge. Push into your front heel. Reverse variation. Touch your left thigh with your right hand. Left arm up. Feel a stretch from your hip crease of your left leg all the way up through your rib cage and into your tricep. Sit a little lower in the lunge. Return back into this floating, twisting crescent, and in very slow motion, hover your left hand above the floor before you set it down, and low lunge twist. If it's okay with your body, squeeze the right leg towards straight. Gaze up at the lifted hand. Triangle revolved variation. Bend your front knee, pivot onto the pinky toe side of the left foot, side plank, Vasisthasana. You can also do this on your forearm. Top arm might go over the head, bottom leg might lift. Draw the frontal hip bones up towards front ribs in. Upward push-up plank pose. So 5 chaturanga push-ups. You can use your knees. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale lower. Inhale up, exhale lower. Last one, up, lower, push up, downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, stomach strength. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, hover, set the foot lightly down. Crescent pose. Catch your breath. Steady the eyes. Notice if the mind gets negative. Totally normal under stress, right? So just come back to the purity of your breath. The alignment, have your left thigh bone pointing straight forward. Inner thigh scissored, maybe back knee bent, belly in for sure, and chest up. Those of you that this is very easy, you can lengthen the stance, but make sure it doesn't hurt your low back. Also, back bending is available. Stretch back to the arms. Twist towards your front leg. 5 breaths. Reach apart to the arms. You can feel your whole body is alive with a feeling of strength. One more pure breath. Tip it back. Reverse peaceful crescent. Find that stretch in the right hip crease up to the rib cage, up to the fingertips. Start to relax within your effort. And now, slow as you can. All of your stabilizer muscles working. Slow motion. Hover your right hand just above the floor. And then you set it gracefully down. And you can stay here with the knee bent or squeeze the leg straight. Maybe it doesn't straighten all the way, no problem. You feel stretch in the hamstring. Feels good, pull the belly in, twist a little deeper. 5 breaths. You can gaze at your lifted thumb. Rebend your knee, pivot onto pinky toe side of the right foot, step the feet to stack, side plank, top arm over the head, bottom leg lifts. The tendency is to roll it open, so more strength in the belly is to draw front ribs in and frontal hip bones up. 5 breaths. Wrap the outer upper arm down. Push the floor away. Slow motion, all your strength, plank pose, lower down, 10, 9, 8, belly tight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Oh, okay, back bending for a moment. Interlace your hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades in, stretch the chest, lift the legs up. Feel the breath, squeeze your legs a little straighter, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Position your head where it feels good on your neck. Switch the interlace, 5 more breaths, opposite thumb on top. into cobra or upward dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Soft behind your knees and gently make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment to feel your breath. As you inhale, brighten the chest, healthy sense of pride. Exhale, lift the spine. Inhale, brighten the chest. Exhale, lift up through the crown of the head. One more breath. Okay. Take your right foot and bring it to your calf muscle or your upper thigh, tree pose. This next sequence, we're going to balance on one leg for a bit of time. So if you fall out, try not to be hard on yourself, just come back in. This feels easy for you. You can stretch the arms up over the head, palms touching, or shoulder width apart, and close your eyes. How do you balance with your eyes closed? Clear your mind and concentrate your attention into the standing foot. Imagine the only thing that exists in the world right now is the sole of your foot. It's going to wiggle around, and that's your body calibrating your balance. Find the still point. Breathe nourishing breaths. Float the hands down to the center of the chest. We have more to do. Still standing on the left leg, lift your right knee up. Stay here, or left hand to the left hip, peace sign fingers around the right big toe, lift the chest up and start to kick forward. We haven't done a ton of hamstring stretching, so you might have a nice bend in the extended leg. Remember, even inhale, even exhale. If this is easy for your body, squeeze the left butt cheek, pull the abdominals in, brighten the chest. Leg can go out to the side, and then you turn the gaze away from the leg, playing with your balance. Any variation with the left hand. Bring your leg back into center. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn on the mat. Whoa. Keeping my balance. There we go. Okay. So you're here, you got your knee up, and now tip on the pelvis and come into a warrior three pose. Take as deep a bend in the standing leg as you need so that it feels okay on the hamstring. If you're hyperextending the leg like this, also take mini bend in the knee. Level the pelvis to the floor. This is easy for you, reach your arms out. You can stay here or start to turn the pelvis open slightly and come into a floating half moon pose. You might split the arms. You can also bend the back knee and catch hold of the back foot with either hand. Slow motion. Return back into warrior three. Pull your belly in. Stand up in a plank. Stand up, knee to the chest, spine tall. And then set the foot down. Give it a little shake. That was tough. All right, let's do the other side. time I'll demo it just facing the correct direction. So you're facing the short end of the mat, spine tall, tree pose. Arms might come up. Any variation. Breathe deeply. Maybe close the eyes. 10 breaths. We start to lose patience in the practice because our nervous system is agitated. And so the goal, a temporary goal, is to recognize your agitation and come back to your breath. Technically, you should be able to practice yoga with any teacher. And you're like, what if the teacher is wrong? Well, then you can challenge the teacher. You could say something like, I didn't think that transition was smart. And the teacher should be able to have a conversation with you about it. Or if you're like, what if I don't trust the teacher because they're a creep? Then maybe don't take their class. But sometimes you just get annoyed with certain teachers, and it's good to look inside of yourself and see if you can find your strength and your focus despite that annoyance. So this is conditioning the nervous system towards calm, improving your mental focus, improving your tolerance for other people and yourself. And it's practices like this that are going to trigger you. I mean, if you made it this far in the video, probably you've already learned all this stuff. Okay. Float the hands to the heart. Bring your left knee up in center. Hold on to your right hip with your right hand. Peace sign fingers around the left big toe and kick forward. Oftentimes what I see here is people will hunch forward to hold on to the foot. So don't sacrifice the spine for the leg stretch. Keep your spine's integrity of length. You can bend the knee. Maybe the leg goes up. Best as you can, level the pelvis. Maybe you want to move your leg out to the side. To challenge the balance, shift the gaze opposite the leg. Even inhale, even exhale. Your legs might be burning. That's a great sign. Tapas, you're purifying heat. See how my knee's bending? That's okay, but if you can, straighten the leg. It's so much harder. Leg comes back into the center. Bend your knee and pivot on your pelvis. Warrior 3 pose. Probably the easiest variation of Warrior 3 is to have a bend in the right knee and hold on to your thigh with both hands. The hardest variation is to reach the arms by your head. Unless you're like me and you have a wall, then you're like, oh, what a relief. If that's the case, hands to the heart. Level your pelvis to the floor, pull the belly in, 5 breaths. Some of you turn the pelvis open, maybe bend your knee, catch hold of your foot, or split the arms. Just keep staring at one spot. If you fall out, it's okay, you can come back in. Or take a variation where you know you're less likely to fall. So a more simple variation. Turn the pelvis in, come to standing, knee hugs up into the chest, lift the spine, lift the chest, lift the head, and set it down. Give it a little shake. All right, we got one more thing to do, And then we'll stretch. We'll stretch the arms and the legs, and then Shavasana. Standing at the top of the mat, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Upward push-up plank pose. Downward facing dog. Short down dog. Walk your feet up. Palms are flat. Lift the right leg up. Short down dog splits. Come up high onto the ball of the left foot. Stack the shoulders over your wrist. Stay here or bend through your left knee, level the pelvis to the floor, push into your hands and jump. Jump on an inhale. Right? And then you can try jumping on an exhale. Stay here, build your strength. Forward fold at the back of the mat. When you're ready, shake the head, swirl the wrist. Oh, we have another side. Let's do it. Let's just go for it. As long as you're not going to hurt yourself, right? So plant the hands. Step the feet in. Make sure your palms are flat. Lift the left leg up. Lift the right heel. Push the weight into the hands. Look between your thumbs and do little jumps. Jump on an inhale. Jump on an exhale. Try to stay. When you've had enough, forward fold. Interlace your hands at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Stretch the chest. Feet are hips width distance apart. Bend your right knee. Touch right shoulder to the right knee. Open up the chest to left. 3 breaths. Shake the head. Okay, other side. Bend the left knee, left shoulder to the left knee, open up the chest to the right. Back into center, hands to the lower back, hands to the floor. Come into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, step the right foot outside of the right hand. Lizard pose. You can have your right toes pointing straight forward, or you can turn the toes out. If it's okay on the body, bend your back knee, catch the foot. Stretch your quad. Let go of the back foot, heel toe your right leg to the center, and hamstring stretch. Half splits or full splits. 5 breaths. Start to slow down your breath. Even inhale, even exhale. right foot across, half pigeon pose. You can also lay on your back, figure 4 stretch. Those of you who love back bending, interlace your hands behind you, right thumb on the top, stretch open your chest. Some folks like to grab the back foot. Gently fold forward if you haven't already, 5 more breaths. Rest. If your knees hurt, come out. Lift yourself up into a plank pose. Pull the belly in. Lower slowly all the way down onto your stomach. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lower. Push back. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot outside of left hand. You can decide, toes forward, knee over ankle, toes out, rolling to outer edge of the foot. If it's available, bend the back knee, catch hold of the foot. 5 breaths. Breathe that fresh oxygen. Let go of the foot, heel toe your leg to the center, shift your hips back, squeeze the front leg straight. 5 breaths, full or half splits. Move slowly into the pose. When you're ready, come up, half pigeon or figure 4 laying on the back. Maybe you enjoy back bending. Give yourself a nice back bend here. Left thumb on the top of the interlace. Breathe so deeply, you feel a stretch around the ribs. Folding forward if you haven't already. 5 more breaths. Push into your hands, upward push-up plank. Belly in as tight as you can, lower slowly all the way down. Cobra, or bend your knees, catch hold of your feet, kick back, stretch open the chest. 5. Open the heart. 4. Pubic bone to the mat. 3. Lift the thighs if it's easy for 2. And now on 1, lower down. Push yourself to all 4s. Walk the knees up so your knees are under your hips and tuck your right arm underneath your left armpit. Thread the needle pose. 5 breaths. You're looking for a stretch under your right shoulder blade or the outside edge of your right arm. Sometimes you gotta lift up, reach a little further to the left, and then roll back to get the stretch. Cleansing breaths. all fours position. Tuck your left arm underneath your right armpit. Gently do a little spine twist, roll back. Rib cage flaring with the breath. Come on up all fours. Cross your ankles underneath you and bring your legs into a straddle position. If when you straddle your legs like this, you feel the butt rolls back, kind of like this, sit on top of a pillow or a blanket under your butt, and that'll help you move yourself forward. Upavishta Konasana. Start to stretch forward. If you feel, I can't really stretch forward like this, take your hands behind you and just lift the chest. You're looking for inner groin stretch. 5 breaths. Two more. Even inhale, even exhale. Lift your spine up. Take your right hand on the inside of the right leg. Reach your left arm over. 5 breaths. Pull the belly in. Lengthen the spine. Relax the shoulders. Come on up. You can feel the difference between your rib cage sides. Left hand on the inside, right arm up over the head. 5 breaths. Ground through both sitting bones. Relax the shoulders. Two more breaths. Slow down the breath. Lift your spine up. Hug your knees in. Rabbit pose, but this is a sitting rabbit. Reach under your legs and give yourself a squeeze. So if your back hurts, keep the squeeze lighter and keep the spine longer. If your back feels okay, start to lean back, pull the belly in, tuck the chin in. So you might feel a stretch under your shoulder blades and around the sides of your neck and the top of the shoulders. And now let this continue down so you can kind of scooch up, use your abs, roll down slowly, hug your right knee into your chest, press the left thigh down, and move your right leg across your body. I like to scooch my hips back so that my right hip is directly on top of my left hip. And personally, I like how it feels to have my shoulder lifted off the floor because it gives me a good stretch. But if it hurts your shoulder, lean back so both shoulders are on the floor and maybe the knee is lifted off the mat. Where you point your head will change the stretch in the neck. 5 breaths. Every exhale, sink your body into the floor. Right knee comes back into armpit, give it a squeeze, switch the legs. Left knee up, right leg long, press your right thigh down, and move your left knee across the body. If it feels good, Kind of scooch the hips back so that the pelvis is stacked, perpendicular to the floor, and then head wherever it feels good on your neck. 5 breaths. As you feel balanced, guide your body back into the center. Left knee hugs in. Inhale. Bring both knees into the chest. Exhale. Give yourself a squeeze. And then release into deep relaxation, Shavasana pose, laying on your back. Let all the effort go. If your back is sore right now, bend your knees, plant the feet on the floor, pigeon toe the feet, and rest the knees against each other. Maybe you bring one hand to your heart and the other hand to your belly. Have your legs as wide as is relaxing to your hips, your low back. If the arms are out, have the arms as wide. Sometimes it feels good to lift the chest and sneak the shoulder blades onto the back. There's a little more space for the neck, the shoulders. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Feel the eyes get soft. Soften your jaw. And if your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, gently release it down. Feel the energy of life buzzing around your body. You can lay here as long as you like. It's recommended for an hour practice to take at least 5 minutes in Shavasana. I hope that you had a good practice and that it helped to energetically cleanse your body and your mind. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.